everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be making a very delicious recipe. It can be as an appetizer. It's my tomato tart. It's very simple yet it's so delicious. All the ingredients will be listed down below the video. And don't forget to follow me on social media and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And now let's start. So first I'm gonna start with the ingredients of the filling. I have some sliced tomatoes, Dijon mustard, dried basil and oregano, salt and black pepper, mozzarella cheese, and some white onion slices. Now to season the tomatoes, I'm gonna add the herbs and spices that I mentioned earlier. Of course, don't forget to add the salt. I'm also gonna drizzle some olive oil. Now you wanna mix everything together until the herbs and spices are well distributed within the tomato slices. So that's looking good. Now set them aside and let's move on to our white onion slices. Now in this recipe, I'm not gonna use raw onions, but instead I'm gonna caramelize them. So I have my skillet here, it's on medium heat. I added to it some butter and some olive oil. And when the butter is completely melted, I'm gonna add the onions. Now at this point you wanna keep the heat on medium and you wanna saute your onions. You don't want fried onions here. So this step may take a while, maybe about 20 minutes. Just don't forget to season with some salt and freshly ground black pepper. Just keep it simple. And you want to continue sauteing the onions until they have a golden color and a very nice and sweet taste. You won't taste that raw onion flavor. So at this point, my onions are looking very good. I'm gonna turn off the heat and set them aside. Now let's move on to our dough. I'm using some puff pastry and mine comes already rolled out. So I'm just gonna put it on a floured surface and sprinkle it with some flour. Then I'm gonna roll it just a little bit, and that is to make the square slightly bigger. Then I'm gonna cut it into 4 equal squares, just like that. And then I'm gonna work with each square on its own. Now what I'm gonna do is to cut some strips out of the sides of the square, just like that. And then I'm gonna use them to glue them on the square itself, on the sides. And that will give the tarts a high edge. So I'm using here some egg wash. And using my pastry brush, I'm just gonna brush the sides of the square, just like that. I'm using here an egg white, but of course you can use a whole egg, but that's what I had on hand. So I decided to use it. Now you want to start gluing the strips on the sides of the square, just like that. It's very simple and easy. I'm just adding some more egg wash to glue the angles properly. You also want to trim any excess dough. And here you go, the tart base is ready. Just remove it carefully and put it on a non-stick baking sheet or on a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper. Now I just want to mention something. When you are working with puff pastry, if you felt like it's so sticky and it's so hard to work with, just return it back to the fridge for about 15 minutes until it firms a bit, and then you can continue working with it. So as a first layer, I'm gonna put some Dijon mustard on my puff pastry. It's really good in this recipe. It really gives the tart a very nice taste. Now I'm gonna put some slices of mozzarella cheese. You can use Swiss cheese or mild cheddar. And then I'm gonna spread the caramelized onions over the cheese. Divide them equally between the 4 tarts. And the final layer is the seasoned tomatoes. I'm just gonna put my tomato slices on top. And the final step is to brush the sides of the tarts with some egg wash. That will give the tarts a very nice color. And at this point you wanna make sure that your oven is preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 200 Celsius. And you want to bake the tart for about 15 to 20 minutes until they have a very nice and golden color. And you see how the tarts have high sides? That's what you want. I can't tell you how amazing the smell was. And they taste even better. The mustard with the cheese and caramelized onions and seasoned tomatoes, they were really good. I just sprinkled some freshly chopped parsley leaves. And here you go, they're ready to be served. So that was today's video. I hope that you enjoyed the recipe. I also hope that you try it at home. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos. And I will see you soon. Bye!